Hi, I'm doing the All About RWS Rider-Waite-Smith tag from Two Spirit and the Ragged Poet. I like those names. Yeah, let's get into it. Yes, because I go on tangents. And yeah, stay on track. So the first question is, what's your favorite Rider-Waite-Smith clone and why? And for this, even though I'm a Rider-Waite-Smith person and most of my decks are, they're all technically in that system, I'm taking it to mean clones are either Pixie's artwork or close to it or variation of. So, yeah. Okay, anyway. So, with that said, alright, so the technical, I'm counting Bonefire and the Fountain as clones because they're pretty close to it to me. So with that said, for a clone, the Fountain's my favorite. I like the Bonefire too, but the Fountain's my favorite, and my other one would be the Morgan Greer. So technically not. Okay, if we're really gonna nail it down to like traditional Rider-Waite, I will have to go with the Albino Waite. Which, yeah, that's because of the colors. The colors, and I feel like it's so much more, like I was going to show you, like look at that Temperance card. There's a rainbow on her, on Temperance, and I don't know, it's just so colorful, and the details, like here's another one, the details are in, you can see the details better than the other ones. Not that I've compared all of them, but you know, compared to the plod back, you know, the details are there. So that's my favorite traditional, and Morgan Greer in the Fountain. What's my life path card and how do I relate to it? And if you guys want to, I highly recommend, I have it right here in front of me, the Tarot Handbook by Angelise Arian. I mention it like all the damn time, I feel like, but it's really good for especially like the life path cards. Even though it uses the Thoth system, it's super useful for even Rider-Waite-Smith people. But I was going to say, in case anyone doesn't know, so like some of us, most of us maybe, I don't know what the, I don't, I'm, well, you can have two cards, basically your personality card and then your soul card. And the personality, so like for me, like when you add up your birth date, it comes up to, what? Okay. Oh, I didn't pull it out. Oops. Well then, let me find it. Ah! Alright, here we go. So the Hangman is what my birthday adds up to, and then that boils down to the Empress. So like the number 12, which goes down to 3. So these are my two cards. The personality card is and these are all part of your life path, you know, cards. But this represents your expression in the outer world, your talents, your gifts, your resources, and how others see you. And then my soul card as the Empress, and this is for everybody. So your soul card is the deepest core of who you are. It provides an internal base of energy and natural resource for you to draw upon for your personality expression. So the spiritual resource is what inspires you at the core of who you are. Pretty cool, huh? Cool. So when I first found out, like, I totally identify with the Empress, like, got that, you know. Elise from Wild Moon Woman had this, because Venus is represented by the Empress, and it was like, you know, like when you have Venus very prominent in your like astrological chart, and it's like Elise from Wild Moon Woman had posted like a funny little meme. It was like, if when Venus is very strong in your chart, it's like, you know, if someone who treats themselves all the time, and then you wake up one morning, you're like, I think I'm going to treat myself today. Like that's totally that's what's like having the Empress, taking care of people. But I guess like I'll just say like for Neptune, or so the Hangman. So this is Neptune, and in case anyone cares about astrology, because I love astrology and tarot, I have a lot of planets in my 12th house, which is ruled by Neptune, which is all about magical realms and psychic, you know, just behind the scenes of reality, basically, and other worlds. So I totally identify with that part because I like playing in the magical worlds, and then also the surrendering, and not that like I have like control freak aspects. I mean, I guess all of us can, but like when push comes to shove, like I can think of like the times where I've just known to surrender. Don't force it, just flow, let go. And I like it, especially in like the Tarot of the She. That hangman is right above that glyph going into the like another world, and it's like he's about to fall into the complete unknown. It's kind of like the Fool, but you're, instead of like going off the cliff, like jumping off the cliff in excitement, you're just surrendering to the forces outside of you and just going with it, like falling into the abyss of the universe. So I guess I identify with that. I mean, I can surrender. It's like that surrendering aspect. If it's outside my control, it's gone. You're like, okay, it's outside my control. If it's within my control, I'm like, okay, let's manage this. But letting go of the shit that does not, like I have no control over, letting it go. So yeah. Anyway, so Venus and Neptune, but Hangman and the Empress. But I like also how the Empress, she has a shield, so I kind of like identify with the fact like of her as like a warrior, protector, I guess like Mother Earth type person, protective of her kids, her children, her family, her livelihood, her everything, and like I don't know, like gardening. I love gardening and plants, and I don't know, just all in beauty. Love beauty and abundance and taking care of my fam, and yeah. Anyway, in case anyone's like else, if anyone else out there is a Hangman Empress path card, like hey. So anyway, with that said, the next question: what is your favorite major and your favorite minor? Okay. Favorite major? I mean, I like all the majors. I mean, like the Star, all that. But I will say, one that, and besides like the Empress, I love Strength. I love Strength, and this is Morgan Greer. But yeah, I love that major. It's just beautiful. I like the aspect of like taming, managing issues with grace, and like in a graceful, beautiful way. You're managing things that like if you're not coming at it from a very wise, patient perspective, it's gonna just look really messy. It's so much more beautiful when you can handle shit in a very queen-like way, or king-like, but just with grace. Handling grace under pressure. I like that aspect of it. And then my favorite, I have a couple of favorite minors, but I'll just say like I like the Eight of Pentacles because I like the idea of working hard on something, getting lost in the work, and it's just so rewarding. It feeds your soul. It like hopefully like it feeds you financially too. Like just feeding all your livelihood all around. Like doing tasks that make me feel so good, like internally, externally, all that. And then just because I forgot to say I like the Lover's card too for the majors. Like, yeah. Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. And then, like, for when I buy tarot decks, I like the Ace of Cups. It just makes me so damn happy to see the Ace of Cups. It just makes me like, I'm happy, And then the Nine of Pentacles because badass, lady boss. So, all things that I aspire to be. Hold on, I dropped cards. Alright, and the fourth question. Do you prefer the Rider-Waite-Smith system over others? And if so, why? If not, why not? I do prefer it. So I haven't told anybody that, well, I'll just go and say it. I originally, because I bought the Tarot Handbook as my first tarot book that was recommended, and I saw that it was using the Thoth system, so I immediately went out and bought a Thoth deck. And before Rider-Waite, and I looked at it, even though like Amazon reviews are not good enough, to judge on, but I saw it had lots of great reviews. It was different. You know, it's not the standard Rider-Waite, and without really understanding all the concepts of it. And so I got the Thoth system, and I realized, I was like, this is not where I want to start. I noticed like a lot of people don't really start there. You start with Rider-Waite and then go to Thoth. But I did not. I was like, I flipped through the cards once when I got it, and I was like, nope, resonated. And nothing. It wasn't resonating. It wasn't piquing my interest. And I knew it wasn't me that was the problem. It was like, I'm not interested. So I immediately went out and bought my Rider-Waite Smith deck, the plaid backs, and immediately, whoa, it like, phew, light bulb went off. The Ace of Swords, like breakthrough, like let's get into this. I want to learn all about it. It was beautiful. So to each their own. So that's like I actually tried to get a Thoth deck and see if it resonated, and I was like, nope, out. So I traded it too. It's across the ocean now, so I traded it. But yeah, the Rider-Waite Smith, I'm sticking with it, and I love it, and it's beautiful. It resonates with me. It just, everything about it, the meanings. I mean, like, why we all do it, right? It just resonates. So I absolutely am just connected to it. I love it. And number 5, what card is stalking me currently? The Tower. The Tower. It was the Ten of Swords. Now it's the Tower. And I'm thinking maybe I noticed this stalking me because it's such a big card. But and maybe I'm not noticing other happy cards that follow me. Like the Two of Pentacles follows me too a little bit, but the Tower is like, hello, hey. I'm like, oh, stop scaring me. But it's all good. It's good. It can keep following me. We got it. I got this. And cards I look for in any style deck, or like I look for first that make or break it. I really do like a good Empress card. That said, I have purchased decks where I wasn't crazy about the Empress. I'm like, they left me wanting with the Empress, but I still would get the deck. It doesn't turn me off, let's say. I do like, not so much like cards I might not like. I need to love some cards. Like, heck, I mean, I've also purchased a deck just based off like loving one card. Or, you know, like a few cards. Like just seeing a few cards, I'm like, I love it. I don't even need to see the rest of the deck necessarily. I'm like, I love it. So I do like some strong majors, right? I don't know. So yeah, I'm not too picky. It just depends on how it resonates. Like, how do the cups resonate? Yeah, I don't know. It just depends. It just depends. But yeah, I can still not like my favorite cards and still purchase a deck. Number 7, your first and last Rider-Waite Smith. So that plaid back, it's in the drawer. My plaid back Rider-Waite that turned into flashcards. That was my first, and then I guess technically Morgan Greer was my last, or you could say technically Albana Waite too. I just got them both last month. So those are my last 2 Rider-Waites. I think I'm done with Rider-Waites. Like Pixie's artwork. I think, but every tarot deck collector says, I think it's my last deck for a while. I think it's my last deck. Don't hold me to it though. And then how many Rider-Waite Smith decks do I have? I have, if I count the Bonefire and the Fountain, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. Also, I didn't mention the Illuminated Tarot. So it's Carol Hertzer's artwork, but it's on Pixie's, you know, it's on Rider-Waite Smith style. So I really like it. And yeah, I like it. Look at, oh, actually, I pulled it out before, but look at that Hierophant. Dude, oh goodness. Oh, sorry for the glare. But yeah, I also have that one too, which I count because it's, you know, right, it's still the artwork. Sorry, anyway, Number 9, buy the book or intuitive reader. So when I first started, I just, I didn't push myself to like branch off. I know they're like, learn how to do intuitive readings, and I just didn't feel comfortable. I'm like very King of Swords, so I really felt like I needed to get all the basic meanings down when I first started learning tarot, and then just really learning the book, relying on the book for all the readings, for studying, for all that. And then and then slowly started for my own readings, just start a transition by going, doing a reading for myself without the book, just what's the meaning I'm getting, and then if I felt called to, I would look at the book. And then obviously, like when you get new decks, I like reading the books for that too, just to see their perspective is nice. But yeah, definitely started out as a book reader, just to give myself a chance. And then after I felt competent with that, then I allowed myself to branch off and doing intuitive readings, which was amazing. I remember my first like major intuitive reading where I was like it forced me to become an intuitive reader. I started off doing lots of reading exchanges for people, and one person asked me, they're like, basically, the question was like, hey, something happened between me and my best friend yesterday. Can you tell me the situation, like what happened? That was it. I was like, I don't know. I didn't know shit. I was like, okay. I was like, why not? Let's try this. So I threw the cards down. I used my the plod back Rider-Waite, and I had to look at the cards, right? I had no other choice. And I was like, oh my god. I was sitting like, oh, I hope this works. And I was like, oh my gosh, what cards am I going to pull? And I remember pulling like the Ten of Wands and the Page of Wands and then like another card. And just looking at the pictures themselves, it looked like someone was overburdened with the Ten of Wands, right? And I was like, okay. And then the Page of Wands in the actual spread was turned away from the Ten of Wands, and staring at his own wand. I was like, oh, looky here. And it was like, it looked like someone was having to get a lot of work done, and the other person that they were depending on was kind of like leaving them hanging them out to dry. And, and it didn't look malicious. It just looked like they were just either distracted with their own little project, their own wand, and the other person was left with all the wands. So it ended up being like pretty spot on for her. It was like, okay, I can start trusting my intuition. It took me a while. Trust my intuition. Just let it flow, and don't immediately think. Don't doubt myself. Don't doubt the intuitive hits, especially those first initial intuitive hits I'm getting. Don't just push those aside like they don't exist. They exist. Don't ignore them. So in case anyone else is like trying to branch off, like, you got this. You can do intuitive readings, and sometimes, like, especially with a brand new deck, I'll do my own reading, and then just like kind of like with the Fountain Tarot right now, I was using the book because some of those meanings are just beautiful. It's kind of like with the Oracle deck, it's fun just to read the meanings, like what they have specifically, and see if you can get some more information or whatever. But like if I'm reading for others, I just go by I just use my intuition and prior knowledge. And then for oracles, I will sometimes usually I'll send the message from the book too, because I think it's so beautiful and inspiring as well. So a little bit of both. And then, how do I feel about the proliferation of Rider-Waite-Smith style decks? Good or bad? Are there too many? You can never have too many, ever. I'm all about free market. Free market. Also, like, for people, I've seen people, talk about like wanting more of something in decks, like more diversity, more whatever. It just, if you're looking for a certain type of body type, sexuality, gender, everything, like all that, like whatever you're looking for, like the more out there, the more that there are for people that are wanting that thing. And if you if you're one of those people who are like, oh, there's not enough of this kind of deck, or if everything's just too much of this, there's a market. I'm like, I run a business. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm like always like ideas. So if you feel like the marketplace is missing something that it needs, there's your entryway into filling the gap, so to speak. So if you want more of whatever, I was like, I don't know, like an Eskimo tarot, like go make it if you feel called to, if you feel like it's missing, that's your call. That's for you to go make it. So whatever's missing, like, you bring out. So I was like, with that said, I was like, if I ever make a tarot deck or an oracle deck for anybody, or if I put one out there, like, it's gonna be like what I want. You know, I would want it to be my vision and not just, I wouldn't want to have to be like, hey, does everyone else like this? Because you can't make everybody happy. It's not meant to make everybody happy, right? You don't want, if everyone's happy, that means, like, no one's happy. Probably, right? So, yeah, I'm all about diversity within the actual decks. I don't care if that means you have to, in order to feel diverse with your collection, you need 10 different decks because all of them are focused on one thing. Like, I was thinking like decks within specific cultures or specific themes. Like, that's fine. I'm totally down. I'm totally down for it. If you bring it on, bring it, make it, create it, do it. We'll see what works. I love it. But yeah, the more the merrier. I love it. I appreciate it. That's like saying if there's too much artwork. Like, there's never too much artwork out in the world. So, oh, I got off on a tangent. Draw a card from your favorite deck and ask, what do I need to learn right now? Let's use the fountain. Sorry, it's technically not traditional Rider-Waite. Maybe actually, every time I've done this for tarot tags, a card always falls out. But let's, cards fell out. No, we're not going to look at them. They were face down. Okay, we're going to cut. We're going to do this. We got this. All right, so what do I need to learn right now? Oh my gosh, by the way, look at this deck. Oh, did I mention? This smells good too. The fountain smells so good. Alright. Alright. 4 of coins. That's actually kind of cool. What have I left out in the wilderness that I need to bring back? What resources am I missing out on? What did I kind of lock away and hide away from the world that needs to come out now? And kind of that has been forgotten in the wintry abyss of, looks like Canada. But yeah, what did I put away to shelter and protect that is ready to come out and be used now? Whoop, that was intense. Well, for me it was intense. But yeah, what have you guys forgotten? Like, what have you left out in the cold that needs to be used again? That's beautiful. Oh, okay. Anyway, so there we go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. It's always too damn long. I'm sorry, but thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Have a great day.